Could you define what you mean by program needs? Are you assuming the weekday 3:30 to 10:30 schedule that's mentioned in your program, as well as the I think it was 10:30 to 8:30 on weekends?
Yep. When I talk about the program,
8:30 to 10:30. I'm sorry.
The program. There's two programs. There's the existing recreational program, which is more geared up all summer, when the athletic program, aside from perhaps soccer, is geared down. So the existing recreation program consists of things...
Is this in a particular page of your full report?
Yeah, I'm sorry. This on page 10 of 30 is the park programming, section 4.
Okay.
And so in there we go through the Camp Maple and the daily use and so on, the park course that's out there, shuffleboard courts, summer programs, arts and crafts and things, those type of things. And then we list the existing athletic program needs. And I throw that word program around because that's always where we start and probably doesn't mean anything to a lot of people. But in other words, it's everything that's scheduled to happen out there or the unscheduled use as well, part of the overall program.
I'm sorry, that didn't quite answer my question. You said for program needs that it would require a certain amount of maintenance, 50 to 70,000.
Right.
Is that existing program needs or the proposed, which is on your page 11 of 30?
Yeah, essentially, as a response to that question, it's both, because your existing program is more than a grass field can handle long term without significant red flag closure periods. So your existing and your proposed program is actually quite similar. It doesn't change a whole lot from the existing program in this case.
Is that on the basis? Are you basing that on having actually seen a programming schedule?
Yes.
That's
we had.
But that's not included in our book.
Those schedules were provided to us, and we went through them quite extensively to come up with this list, and then sent it back around to the Friends of Maplewood and to various to Rich, and received comment back on that, so that we feel like the proposed program and the existing program are relatively accurate.
Rich, you can provide us with both of those schedules, the proposed and the existing.
I just want to say they came directly from the Recreation Department.
Right. We never saw this. Okay. Thank you.
Actually, follow up on Mr. Pettis' follow up to Ms. Leventhal on the on this usage. You've told us that if we rejuvenated the natural turf, I take it this is rejuvenated, we can expect 725 hours per year. Is that right?
For yes.
25 hours per week times 29 weeks. You're getting 29 weeks because you're figuring in rain, correct?
Yes.
Then you say with a synthetic turf field, you get 60 hours per week times 34 weeks, 2,200 hours per year. An enormous difference.
Correct.
I may have missed it, but what is it about our athletic needs that drives a desire to get to this capacity? In other words, this is a spectacular difference, but how do we know that we need 2,200 hours per year? I mean, what is it? What is this capacity based on?
Well, okay, that's based on the hours that it would be available to be used. Whereas with natural grass, you can't get past that hour.
All right, let me rephrase it then.
Okay.
This is what you get.
Yes.
What do you think we need?
The only reason you couldn't use up the whole 2,200 hours right now is because many of those hours are 8 to 5 on weekdays in the spring and fall, and so on. Those hours are available to be programmed for that amount of use if you have program to put in there. The proposed program here was essentially limited mainly by the hours a day when those events are going to be able to occur. So I guess I can't tell you that this proposed program is 2,200 hours a year. I tell you what the fields can handle.
Well, do you have a sense? Did you do an analysis based upon our existing athletic programs and proposed athletic programs of what kind of usage that would require? On page 11, you've got proposed athletic programs.
Right.
Do you have a sense of what kind of hours of usage per year would we need to accommodate this?
Not offhand, no.
Okay.
And
where do you have a question?
I want to go back. You're working on currently 40 projects now?
No, I'm not working on 40 right now.
You've done about 40 projects as a firm.
Oh, the firm-wide, yeah. We've probably I think he said we had 88 projects active in the sports group.
How many are artificial turf, how many are natural turf, and how many are both?
Approximately about 30 to 40% of our fields now are synthetic. 30 to 40%
Are?
synthetic, artificial turf. Seems to be going up steadily.
And have you had a chance yet to replace an artificial turf field that either you or somebody else has put in?
Have I had a chance to?
Has the firm had a chance to replace an artificial turf field that either you or somebody else has put in?
No.
Okay. What's your understanding of the cost of disposal of the materials used in creating an artificial turf field?
Well, I believe the disposal is going to be very much a local issue, seeing as it's just sand and rubber. It's going to go to nearest landfill at whatever cost that local landfill is going to charge, along with the carpet. So there's no hazardous materials for disposal, but actual cost, dollar-wise, I would assume it's a per-ton basis, so it shouldn't be a large component of the overall replacement cost.
Okay. Is that in anywhere on the ongoing calculations to compare it?
No.
Okay. You suggested that we do Newark Way first, and I think in your report you estimate that roughly 2/3 of the parking demand will occur at Newark Way, 24 to 14. You have typically 38 cars coming in.
The estimate of what will occur there is based completely on the number of spaces we're going to be able to provide. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have some people pulling in and pulling out because they couldn't find a space. But essentially, we just base it on the numbers available in each lot.
All right. So because there are going to be more spaces, at least
Right.
initially. Got it. Talk to me a little about the maintenance of the artificial turf field and about vacuuming.
Okay. The maintenance for a turf field, if you inlay all of your lines rather than paint or chalk them, is limited solely to brushing occasionally, which is done maybe monthly with a pull-behind brush attachment on a tractor. The other thing you may do occasionally is blow leaves off it, and you may, if you choose, plow it. Plow snow off it if you had the need. And that's the extent of it. And we talked about ultimately you would probably chalk quite a few of your short-sighted U12 soccer and lacrosse fields on here. So you would have that ongoing need, which would be the same as it is now on your fields. You'd have to chalk those in. But the fields that were going to get used, the more we would recommend you inlay those, and then you don't have ongoing maintenance. If you paint lines, they'll last, maybe replace them about twice a season. If you chalk them, they're going to last much less, depending on the rain and so on.